Hello and welcome to the 10th episode of Season 3 of Your Mom's Podcast, the only podcast that's worth walking out on a date with one of Degrassi's coolest girls. I'm Caroline.
And I'm Avis.
And today we're discussing Degrassi Season 3, Episode 13, This Charming Man. Roses are red. Emma's got a new cause, but this obsession with Sean is giving her new man pause. Sean and Emma have been broken up for months, and he's moved on to generic bad girl Amy. But between the breakup and Sean's alleged involvement in the recent theft around Degrassi, Emma just isn't ready to move on, even though up-and-coming DJ Chris Sharp is dying to be her new man. Can Emma channel her inner Elsa and let it go before she loses Chris too? Over in grade 10, Spinner displays several red flags in response to Paige's innocent crush on their driving instructor.
Okay, but thank you for throwing in the part about the red flags.
Oh my god, it was so bad. No, it's so many red flags. He runs over a fucking family.
He literally Spinner, and the fact that the fact that this guy is not even attractive. Okay, and the fact that it really does not take Spinner very much to go off like this is...
And the fact that this dude has shown no interest in Paige.
The only thing he says to Paige is, "You did well today." And in comparison to the prior day, where she literally closed her own purse in the fucking car door and rode around with it.
More pylons than anybody else.
I just don't... It feels so anticlimactic that that's his response, because I'm like, I think this B-plot is so bizarre because it takes a while setting it up. It takes so long setting it up.
So yeah, and it's a ridiculous B-plot. It's a horror. It's
we get a tap.
And it's foreshadowing.
Right. I was gonna say, Spin, this is not the first time you will have to pay for damages on a vehicle in relation to Paige.
Oh, I thought. Well, this is the first time. It is not the last.
This is not. This is
it's
the first.
Also not the last. Not the last time Paige is gonna have an inappropriate crush.
This is not the last time Paige is gonna have an inappropriate crush. Yeah. This is. I think. Is that why we get this B plot to kind of I
don't think so. Do you think they knew that far in advance? Because Mr. Oleander's not until at least season 5, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I guess not, because he's in her
Mr.
junior
pedophile.
Year. Oleander. Yeah, he's at least, because they're freshmen now or 10th grade. So no, he needs to be. They're not seniors yet, so I guess she's a junior, right? Is she a senior?
I don't know. Hold on. Now Caroline's gonna Google the most interesting part of the show.
Caroline Googles things.
Matt Oleander. Oh, it's season 4, I think.
I was gonna say, because I thought that she was a junior, because not too long after, because you're breaking up with me and giving me drugs. And she goes to the college fair, so she's got to be a junior.
Mm-hmm.
And how they start to utilize Miss fucking Alex. Oh gosh. Alex is just wallpaper at this point, which is fine. But my, how different what difference a season can make in character development.
Right now she's just kind of like Towers. She's there to stand there and look intimidating.
Mm-hmm. She's part of the posse, the bad people posse. But yeah, this
look at her hoop earrings and her bandana.
She's so bad.
She's edgy. She's on fire.
Literally,
are we jumping to the A?
I was gonna say.
Oh, no.
Well, no, I was just gonna wrap up the B plot, because I really don't think it's it's not of much consequence. We've got to admit, Caroline, there's not much going on in
No,
this
it's
B
a really
plot.
weak B plot. I've been noticing that they have started kind of laying the groundwork for Jimmy and Hazel this
They
season.
have. Yes,
We
I
see
like it.
them a lot,
Mm-hmm.
actually.
Yep, that's in my fashion corner. I have the outfits. I have them in one still. You know, they actually get their own little like camera movement by themselves, and I think that that's nice because it's literally a Spinner and Paige centric episode. So the fact that they get tossed a bone is cute because Hazel is not even in their driving car.
No.
There was overflow, and that's the only reason Mr. Falcone, the quote unquote hottie, is there at all. But yeah, this B
He's
plot is,
not like unattractive, but
he
he's
just looks
very
so
like generic
fatherly.
guy.
Yes, he's generic, and he reminded me of the guy from True Blood, but like less distinct in the face.
Of Bill.
Yeah, Bill Scar is this Bill Skarsgård?
Bill Compton. You're
Bill
thinking
Compton.
Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Skarsgård. But the actor's name is like Steven something. I think it's something really boring.
Stephen Moyer, yeah, yep. He
Yeah.
was giving. That's why I had to look him up. This guy's
Sookie.
name is Jim Thorburn, and he is in so many Christmas movies.
Nice.
It's like so many. But I didn't think that. I thought I recognized him from something. What I truly recognized him from was being the actor Stephen Moyer on True Blood. So I really didn't recognize this man, but they look so similar. And the way that I am just like, this guy's got at least 3 kids and a mortgage and like, and he might have like significant credit card debt. This guy is an old man. Like, he is an old dude. And the fact that like Paige is like panty dropping for this guy is really weird to me because it's like, Paige, you are skewing so old. Like, this guy
Yeah.
is reading like mid to late 30s to me. He does not look young at
Right.
all. Like, and why is he attractive to you? And then Hazel doubles down. It's like, oh, I hear Mr. Falcone is quite the looker. Like, no, he's not. Who is this man?
No, he's exactly fine.
He's exactly fine. Like,
Now,
he's
if Coach Armstrong were teaching driver's ed,
now that's
but
casting a looker.
he doesn't have time because he's coaching every sport and teaching math and teaching gym and teaching health.
Man, Armstrong is the backbone of this school. If he
and
quit,
tutoring Liberty before school.
if he
And
quit,
breaking
the
up
school would
so
fucking
many
collapse.
fist fights.
I was gonna say he's the muscle. He's the muscle we all need,
He
and
is
the brawn and the brains, and
Can we
just all of
please
them.
can we get like all of Caroline's Degrassi adult crushes on?
In like
Can
a
we just do like a
convenient,
panel?
a convenient.
We'll just get Tracker. We'll get Tracker. We'll get Sydney. We'll get Coach Armstrong. We'll get Manny's dad.
I was gonna say you love fucking Manny's dad. Not fucking Manny's dad. You
You don't
love
know.
fucking Manny's dad. But yes, Sydney, I am gonna have to like tell her that though you are on Caroline's list, you're at
Well, I mostly included her
at
because she's on yours. I didn't want you
she's
to be
at the
left
top
out.
of my list. You are my list because I really don't like.
Find the actress on Instagram and just send her a message and be like, "Hi, we host a Degrassi podcast, and we would love to have you on. Respectfully, we would both hit it if you were interested. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Winky face.
Unless you're into it. Like, I'll ask my girlfriend. She might just let me sit there and watch.
Dear Sydney, Avis thinks you're hot. Do you think Avis is hot? Check yes or
yes
no.
or no. Check yes, no, or maybe. I always give a maybe. Okay,
Gotta
I'll take it.
Maybe.
You got to give a maybe. You got to give a maybe for the
But
indecisive
no, this
girlies.
B-plot is weak, and Spinner is so full of red flags. He gets so angry about it. He crashes the car. He drives into the cardboard family. Mm-hmm. I love that Paige is like, for the innocent family spin.
Like, this has gone too far. And first of all, in all fairness, Mr. Falcone did not try hard enough to stop him from fucking crashing
Don't
into
those
that
driver
vehicle.
instructor cars have a brake
I
on
was
the
just
passenger
think I
side?
was just thinking of
Don't
that,
they?
Caroline.
Isn't
I
that the
was just
thing?
thinking of that was
Maybe
the
they
next
don't in
thing I was about to
Canada.
say, because I have seen the cars, even like in nice newer cars like Priuses, where they have the second wheel and they have a brake at the bottom so they can take control of the vehicle if needed. And
Right.
what, come on, Canada, you're supposed to be way more responsible than we are. Was this just not available because of the overflow? Make it make sense in the context of the story, because that would be their fault, because the insurance that you guys did not like, if
Right.
so, presumably this is like a program they're going through the school to participate in, but this is a company that is extraneous from the school. So why don't you have insurance? If you don't, like, shouldn't
Right.
you have insurance to cover the damages? He's a student. He fucked up because your instructor was not instructing him. Like,
Because he was too busy flirting with Paige.
he's got a case. Spinner's got a case, okay? If he really wanted to be petty, he's like, Mr. Falcone was making googly eyes at my girlfriend. He's like, I just have such a problem with the fact that Spinner's made to pay for this. I know it was his fault, but like, where was the second wheel? Where was the brake? What the fuck? Where was the insurance? Like,
Right. Where was the instructor?
where was the instructor? Like,
I mean, maybe he just has to pay the deductible.
maybe that would be fair.
And aren't those usually, like, I know my deductible's like $500.
I was gonna say that was the number I was thinking of. That's my deductible too.
Which is a lot of money when you're making minimum wage in 2003. Like,
Yeah, as a dish, not you're not even a server anymore. You're now what they call a dish pig. I've heard this said so many in like so many movies, and I want to know, is that the PC term for
no.
someone for a
So here's
dishwasher?
okay. Here's the thing about the dishwasher is, and there are exceptions. Like the Pearl Street where I work is
Mm-hmm.
so great, and
Mm-hmm.
like everybody is respected and valued. But like
Mm-hmm.
I have worked in so many restaurants where the dishwasher is just so disrespected and
Mm,
so shit on. And
yeah.
like I've worked places before where the cooks would throw like hot pans from the line to the dish pit.
Oh wow.
And like there's a lot of moving parts in a restaurant. You
Mm-hmm.
need everybody to make it run.
Mm-hmm.
But I've worked shifts where the dishwasher doesn't show up, and I've
Mm-hmm.
worked shifts where the cook doesn't show up, and I've worked shifts where none of the servers show up.
Mm-hmm.
Usually there's only like one or two on, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And like the restaurant falls apart fastest without a dishwasher.
Oh yeah. I was thinking that, like, yeah, yeah.
I quit one night from a restaurant in the middle of dinner service. It was the busiest night we'd ever had. The
Mm-hmm.
dishwashers no showed. There were two
Mm-hmm.
of them scheduled. They no showed. They were doing drugs together.
Nice.
Good for them.
Nice. Do drugs together, kids, because it's safer.
We had a cook, a new cook who was like training. Why they had her work a Saturday night is beyond me, but they did.
Mm-hmm.
And our manager was not about to go and wash dishes.
Oh, fun.
And on top of that, you had food coming out. Like her station was so behind
Mm-hmm.
that like a table would get their entrees before they were getting their apps.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
one thing, like, if I've got full hands anyway, and I can see that the third and fourth person's food is like in the pan about to come out, sure,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to run this food because I
Yeah.
know that it's just a matter of, and I'll be right back with your order or with the rest of your order.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm not going to run food when there's two people at the table and one of them's going to get their food and the other one's going to wait for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was just such a mess. The manager wouldn't wash dishes. We were slammed.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, a six top walked in, and I didn't even have enough clean glasses to seat
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And so I took them to their table. I gave them their menus. I looked at my friend Eli, who was working with me, who had already said he was walking out. And I said, "No, you wait for me."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Okay, I'm ready."
Mm-hmm.
And we walked in the kitchen. I said, "Hey, Debbie, I just sat six at table 13, and also we quit." And we walked
Mm-hmm.
out the back, and that was it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And like, one, she would have stepped on the line if it had been a cook that was out, because cooking wasn't beneath her, even if she
Right.
did see herself as front of the house, which
Mhm.
she primarily was. But like, I've known so many restaurant managers who think they're above washing dishes. It is the hardest job.
Mhm.
Like, you're just wet and standing and covered in grossness
Yeah.
for your whole shift.
I did it that in college. I mostly had to like serve the line, like those. I worked for Sodexo,
Mm-hmm.
so I
Charlie worked
mostly
for them.
yeah. I mean, it's a good job. Like I mostly, and it was a small school, so I mean, there was like 400 people that would maybe at any given time be in and out of the building, and it wasn't that bad. Like in terms of serving people and stuff. Like if I was on pizza, you just serve the pizza, put new pizza in, whatever. But like kind of like the situation you're describing, like most of our dish staff called out, and we didn't have like, it was a Friday night dinner. There was no luxury of being like, oh, okay, we'll just work off the dishes we have, because we had two schools eating in one cafeteria, and there were just way too many people to not have plates and
Right.
glasses and cutlery and stuff. And I, along with like my other two friends, were told to go back there, and even though we had never done dishwashing before, we're told to go back there and help the one person who was back there. And I have never been more like disgusted, because I hate touching wet food, and I was
Same.
very
There
much
is like,
humbled.
I can't think of anything much grosser than
It's
waterlogged food.
and like industrial amounts of like water, like so like
Well,
people's
and Sodexo food,
large
which is
amount.
fine, but it's
Fine, right?
not like it is exactly
It
fine.
is
No,
exactly, it's
I've
exactly fine. Disgusting.
it's been a long, long time since like dishwasher was my job. In fact, the only time that I was like officially a dishwasher was I would work 2 nights a week at this pizza place that my roommate worked at
Hmm.
and wash dishes because they needed a dishwasher those nights, and they were paying like way better than like a dishwasher makes now.
Oh wow.
Um, but like, I've picked up dish shifts in various
Hmm.
restaurants that I've worked at, and like
Hmm.
honestly, I would like doing it as a like my full-time job. Fuck no. That shit is exhausting. But with the
Yeah.
right setup, I don't mind a dish shift. You
Hmm.
get to like, you put on your music, you're in your own little world, you're very
Right.
wet. You're very wet.
Yeah.
Um
You just are. Have one of
you're
I
just
had to
like,
like
you're
step in
just
galoshes. They thankfully had galoshes and like this like rubber like
the rubber
apron
apron,
that
and like
went
it
down to my
helps.
to the top of the
It
galoshes, but it
helps, but
helps.
no,
But you're
washing
walking out
dishes is
moist
like, you're walking
and
out
covered
moist,
and covered
and
in some
people
kind of
front
yeah.
of the house and back of the house are going to ask you to do shit that they don't have time to do, because your
Mm,
job's just not as time sensitive as theirs is. Like, yes, you need to be steady cranking out dishes,
yeah.
but you can take the 3 minutes, unless we're completely out of silverware, you can take the 3 minutes to go switch out the Pepsi box or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Shit nobody wants to do that has to
Right?
Oh,
Respect your dishwashers, guys. Respect the fuck
yeah.
out of your
The shit
dishwashers.
you don't want to do, like stuff like cleaning bathrooms, and just cleaning up after people in general, that no one really wants to do. Like those are the people who keep our environments clean. So like if they are
Right.
not, if you're like, oh, I would never clean a bathroom. Okay, but the bathrooms have to be clean. And if you go somewhere and the bathroom isn't clean, then you're talking shit about that place for not having a clean bathroom. Um,
Right.
like
Well, that's like to say, like, I don't want to disparage nurses at all. Nurses are insanely important. And if all of the nurses in a hospital quit, the hospital would be done before the end of the day.
right.
But the hospital would be done quicker if all the
Oh,
janitors quit.
yeah, and orderlies, yeah. Right, the people
Like,
who actually
the people who
clean
keep
up.
things clean and
Yeah.
sterile, and like, yeah, no.
Yeah, be nice to your
If you think you're
janitors. Be
better
nice
than
to
than janitorial staff, like, we don't want you listening to our show. Full offense.
please log please just get off.
Unsubscribe,
Yeah,
unlike,
unsubscribe,
unfollow.
unfollow.
Um,
Stop this episode right now. We don't like you.
this is a pro workers' rights
Like
podcast, and you're not welcome here.
actually like and I mean
If you've just
this is
never
spinner
thought about it,
solidarity.
like, if you've just never really thought of it and like now you're like, oh, this makes sense, like you're welcome. We are open to people who are learning.
Education is important.
You can stay, but like if you're like, I'm above them and I've considered all these points and I'm still above them, go fuck yourself. Don't listen to our show.
Like then you truly suck. You know?
Yeah. So the moral of the B plot is jealousy to that degree is a bad look. It is not cute and it is not sweet. Respect your fucking janitorial type staff.
Yeah, I think.
And I think that really that embodies the spirit of this B plot.
I think you nailed it.
So yeah, this A plot.
First of all, this A plot was to me more funny than it should have been, because I liked that. I was having too much fun that Emma was getting initially roasted by Sean. Or what we say, gaslit. I feel like it's more like she's being gaslit, emotionally gaslit by Sean. Especially when he's like, why would you even ask me that?
Right.
Like, how could you even ask
like,
me
what
that?
is going on? Because he said that, and I'm like, because you've been fucking stealing shit, Sean.
You've been stealing shit, Sean.
Like, you know it.
Who else is stealing shit, Sean?
Nobody.
You and your gang of bandits are out here smashing up vending machines, thieving, obviously, like, very clearly gone audio-visual equipment. Like, that fucking DVD, they just took it right off of the coaxial, okay?
Right.
This shit was just sitting, like, the fact, like,
the
first
what?
of all, the coaxial cable.
Okay.
It's how we used to watch the cable back in the day, because you had to screw it in the back of your TV or your DVD player.
I thought that was like a name, some fancy name for the fucking cart or something. I was like, damn, I know you went to university and I only went to community college, but you ain't gotta make me feel like that.
No, Caroline.
Like, why can't you just say cart, bitch?
Just say cart. First of all, I really want that to be the title. Why can't you just say cart, bitch?
Done.
I'm so over the fact that, like, Emma's one of those people who you're like, okay, my sandwich is gone. And she's like, where's my sandwich? And she turns around, she's like, the sandwich is right there. It's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Ashley clearly knows what a DVD player looks like. She knows where it should be. It is clearly, there's a gaping hole on the cart where the DVD player should be.
Can I just say, because we're at this point in the episode, one of my notes was that we should have gotten more Ashley and Emma.
Yeah. They're a funny pairing, actually.
Well, and if you think about it, so they team up on the GM Foods thing. Ashley is there with her on their anti-tropical hardwood toilet seat campaign. They're working together again on this. They would have gotten along. Fucking Ashley lives with Toby, so Emma's around to some degree, I would assume, or she had been until they all started getting boyfriends.
Right.
But, like, also that would have been so annoying. Never mind, I take it back. That's why they didn't do it. Although, I say,
they give them, I feel like we don't get a lot of but like more than I realized. We get more of them than I realized, Caroline.
I know, I remember, or in one of our early episodes, you brought them up as two people who don't really interact.
Yes, I did. I was trying to compare it with.
Wow.
I was trying to compare it like it was Caitlyn, and because they're trying to make fucking Spike and Caitlyn seem like they're best friends.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have to figure out who talks the least. Maybe Hazel and
yeah, I would say
Hazel and Emma.
Friends, or Hazel and Emma.
Do Hazel and Emma even really ever talk?
Very
maybe
briefly,
in passing.
There's that during the like Rick comes back to school and everybody's bullying him campaign. When Emma's hanging out with Hazel and Paige. Gotta go sit with Hazel and Paige.
Right, but more Paige than Hazel.
Yeah, and I think she even says Paige and Hazel. Um,
But yes, I'm
can
going
I
to
say
switch
something
it canonically.
controversial?
Yes.
And I understand if we can't be friends and this has to be the end of this show. And I'm not saying it's going to stay this way. But as you know, I've been re-listening to our catalog.
Yes.
Just kind of trying to see how we've grown, what have you. I'm very narcissistic, listeners. I don't hate Ashley so far.
No, I think we talked about that. We already
But
talked
I'm
about that.
realizing in re-listening to stuff, I'm realizing how much I don't hate Ashley during this watch.
No, so I am fine with that. Literally, I hate Ashley for like the top 3 reasons I hate Ashley have just not come into play yet.
That's
Um,
fair. And I'll see how I feel about it when we get there, but I don't even know that I care that much about the whole thing with Jimmy's rap. Like, it was shitty to
mm,
do, and I
right. I was gonna
understand where
say,
it comes from. Because she's
yeah.
fresh off of Craig getting all of this recognition for music she helped him make.
Mm, I am. We shall put a pin in that because we're gonna see how you
Yeah.
feel in like
I
4
haven't watched
seasons.
it in a couple of years, so like I don't
Right,
know
like the
watching it
through
happen
the
real
through
time.
right the through the real time, like we are going from beginning to this event that is controversial. I don't hate Ashley either. I think that more Emma was someone that I didn't like, that I always disliked, but I didn't nitpick at her as much as I do in our discourse this time. I think I really
Mm-hmm.
found a lot of the things that Emma does way more insufferable than I used to find them. And in that I can still say that there are things she doesn't grow out of.
Right.
That I
No,
know she does, and I'm like, oh, she was doing this shit back then.
okay, so I feel like with Emma, it's like most of Emma is really fucking annoying. And there are
Mm-hmm.
certain things, most of which I don't know that we've really gotten to any of them yet.
Mm-hmm.
But Emma does some things that I find like just truly inexcusable.
Mm-hmm.
And these are children, fictional children, but like these are children. We know their stories for some time. We know a lot of their trauma. We know where a lot of their shit comes from. And so
Yeah.
there's not a lot that they do as a whole that I find inexcusable.
Mm-hmm.
And Emma is the exception to that. And I think that we don't notice the annoying shit as much. I mean, we do as we've gotten older, but like we didn't the first time around because she is essentially the main character.
Yeah.
And she's pretty and skinny and blonde.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so even though she's so fucking annoying, like they market her as palatable.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's my big problem with her in this episode. I actually really don't like Emma in this episode. I
She's
think that, and
awful.
like the biggest reason I don't like her is because of the way she treats Chris. I don't like how
Mm-hmm.
she bamboozles Chris into putting his word with Radich on the line, and
Right.
like throwing him
Without
into this
consulting him.
without consulting him. Because to be honest, if she would have was just tell like if she just said, I kind of want you to just let me say whatever I need to say so that I can get Sean in trouble, he probably wouldn't have gone along with it right then. But I think he was enough of a sucker for her because he really did
Mm-hmm.
not take much for him to forgive her. Like, let's be
Mm-mm.
honest. If you don't like somebody,
You have the best taste in hats.
like that is just so you're lying to him. He has a taste in hats, but it can't be
Yes.
helped. This is the time period we're in. This is the deck we've been fucking dealt. The
Everybody
hand
loved a
we've been dealt.
Kangle. Everybody
Oh
loved a
God.
Kangle.
But
Um,
it feels so, I hate that scene with like him being interrupted constantly and Emma just doubling down on the narrative she already went in there with, and it sucks to
and
see
she's
his
so
face.
like completely unbothered by his demeanor
Mhm.
and completely unaware. Like, and granted, he could have advocated for himself more.
He did,
But
but
it's
that yeah.
also, he also was like, no, I don't really like, I don't want to do this. Like, okay, if we do
Mhm.
this, are we going to drop it? You
Mhm.
know? And like, when Sean gets the detention, the 2 months detention, which we're laying the seeds for the Breakfast Club episode.
And can I just say that line that Radich says
it feels very...
It's very similar. I'll see you in detention every Saturday for the next 2 months. Cause like in the Breakfast Club, there's a very like memorable, like the iconic
where
back
he
and
keeps
forth.
giving Judd
He's like,
Nelson
eat
more
my shorts.
detentions.
Right. He's like,
Does Barry
how many
Manilow
is
know
that?
you rate his wardrobe?
He's like, how many is that? He's like, it's 7, including the time when you asked if you rated Barry Manilow's wardrobe. He's like,
God, that movie's so good. What if
we
your
need
house,
to watch that.
What if
your family?
What if
your dope was
on
on fire?
Impossible, sir.
Yep, sir. Johnson's underwear. Yeah.
No, we should watch The Breakfast Club.
We should, because the way that we could both quote this shit. I love that movie.
It's so good.
Like, it's such a feel good movie. I do a double feature every now and then for that. I do The Breakfast Club and then I do Uncle Buck. I love Uncle Buck so much. I have a Macaulay Culkin thing, so it's like
Macaulay Culkin. I love.
I love
he's
that boy.
So happy and healthy.
Wait, Detour. Did you see his Hollywood star walk of fame?
Yes.
Did you see his?
Yes.
And to Brenda.
No, I can't even.
He's like, you are everything. Like, I cried listening to his speech.
Love Macaulay Culkin
sweet.
so much. And like everybody thinks he had like a drug thing, and I think Party Monster plays a part in that, because that was around the time that he got weird, and like took himself mostly out of public eye for a bit. But like, I think he like did recreational drugs, because a lot of us do at that point in our life. Right. But like, he never really had like a drug problem. He just was like, I need to step back from this mess.
Yeah, like to unpack his fucking childhood and
like be a little weird. Like he had that Velvet Underground cover band that did Velvet Underground songs but about pizza. And like, he was just kind of weird. I mean, the man legally changed his name to Macaulay Culkin.
There he was going through some.
Like how he got to that was he did like an internet poll for what should I change, and like the options were Macaulay Culkin, and Kieran was one of the options, and the McRib is back was an option, and those are the only 3 I remember. But like, this man was just like, I give no fucks. Give me a middle name.
I care not. Right? I care not.
Choose amongst these.
Oh my gosh. But it's like,
we should definitely do a Breakfast Club movie night.
I know. It's like John Hughes, the John Hughes films, like, I don't even know all of them like the back of my hand, but the ones I really do know are like, I love most of his films. But yes, The Breakfast Club is probably my like favorite John Hughes movie, and we need to see who can quote it. who like, we just take turns quoting it. Maybe we'll make that Patreon. We should
just start to finish. Just you and me
just quoting it back and forth at each other.
I have this friend.
I would love that too much.
I had this friend Mulu. She's no longer with us, but she was amazing. And one of our bonds was the movie Step Brothers, which before she had ever seen Step Brothers, she could quote it start to finish, because she lived in a residential treatment facility for a while, where they would have movie night every Friday. And every Friday, all of the girls would ask to watch Step Brothers, and the staff would be like, no, we are not watching Step Brothers. So every Friday, they would watch not Step Brothers, and then they would get sent to bed. And then they would spend the next, hour and 40 minutes or however long that movie is, literally down the halls.
Quoting back and
quoting the entire movie start to finish.
Oh my gosh. Do you know how funny a movie has to, or like how iconic a movie has to be for people to be able to do that? Like,
Step Brothers is like The Office for me, where I'm going to quote it every time you give me an opportunity. Like, I think about both of those pieces of media several times every day.
A day, yes. Oh.
Okay. So we've laid the groundwork for The Breakfast Club.
And guys, that is like, I'm going to be so fucking excited when we get there. That is such a great episode.
That's such a polarizing episode. A lot of people don't like it.
I know a lot of people don't like it, but you know what? I think a lot of people don't like it because a lot of people don't like The Breakfast Club. A
Okay, well,
lot of
those
people,
people are dumb. No
those people
offense
are
if you're
very
listening.
dumb. I love The Breakfast Club so much. I made a horror movie that was the exact same premise as The Breakfast Club. But obviously I made it different. But yeah, no,
Is this like you filmed it or you
I
wrote it?
did. I have a DVD of it. I made
You
it in high
have a
school.
DVD of it.
I have
You
multiple DVDs. I will send you
Can I
one.
have one?
You can. I filmed it in high school and my math teacher helped
Should that
me.
be a giveaway?
Oh my gosh, please. I would have to contact every single fucking person in this film and they'd be like, Avis, I told you I don't want to ever want this shit to see the light of day. My fucking math teacher from high school probably still has this shit in his DVD player. Like 10 years.
I did a
15 years
musical
later.
for a college class presentation once.
You did a movie musical?
Yeah. It was only like 20 minutes, but it was, yeah, I took this class at community college called Psychology of Consciousness. And at the
Okay.
beginning of the class, for whatever reason, it was a very like woo woo class, but it counted for like one of my gen recs, and I was like, "Fuck
Mm-hmm.
it, this is community college." Um,
Fair.
it was a fun class, but for something about musicals came up, and my professor was like, "I hate musicals," and I was like, "I'm gonna do a musical for my final presentation, and you're gonna give me an A."
Oh my
And
god.
she was like, it became this thing where my big ass mouth wrote a check that my ass then had to cash. And
Mm-hmm.
so I wrote a musical about consciousness, and I had like 6 friends that I dragged in on a Saturday to put it together.
That's like high key impressive. To
It was
write a
so
musical
bad.
about consciousness.
I don't think I have it anywhere.
You destroyed all copies.
No, I just don't have that
Uh,
computer anymore.
oh, gotcha.
Like, it was from those days where you would, I don't know if you've ever been this kind of poor and in college, but you just kind of like buy a Craigslist computer every 6 months and ride it till the wheels fall off, and then you lose everything on the hard drive because you're not going to take the time to.
When I tell you, I bought 2 open box laptops in within the span of 2 semesters of college, and I was the person that sat in the back of the classroom, not because I was not trying to pay attention, because my laptop made so much noise, overheating, that and or it had to be plugged in at all times, or it wouldn't work. And if the bitch sat in my seat, which was right next to the plug, I would
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't be able to come. I would have to write things in
Oh,
my
they
book
have to
that day.
be plugged in and like so perfectly arranged. Like there's the whole
Yeah,
charger,
because
and
there's
it's
a fucking
always the charger
short in
that
the
like came into
charger.
2 parts.
Yes. Yeah, there's a fucking short in the bitch. You gotta
Got it.
crinkle it. Yeah, no, don't miss those times. You guys these days have your fucking tablets, your 2-in-1s, your fucking Apple
Right, but like,
products that make no
unless you're
noise,
taking like
sound
stuff
like
where you
fucking
need like
electric
really
vehicles,
intense software, like you can go to college with a $200 Chromebook.
literally, because all you need is a fucking word processor.
Right.
9 times out of 10. Like, I have no
You don't even
You
need
guys
that. You
do not.
just need access to Google Docs.
Google Doc. I'm saying a word processor. Like,
Right?
you
What
don't
you
even
don't
need
need?
Microsoft Word anymore. Literally, it was a struggle, guys, because all of the shit I had to run on my computer, the bitch almost blew up 3 times. It overheat. I got one of those cooling pads, didn't work. I just wanted to
Your
like
college should
put it
have.
up like a TP, didn't work.
Your college should have gotten some of that sweet computer money from News About Kids.
Right? We could have used the NAK sponsorship. State schools, guys. Where there could be yeah, no.
Can you
Don't
tell
take me
Avis and I
back.
haven't talked in a while? We haven't recorded very much lately.
We haven't. I
I
still
think it
think we're
shows.
doing okay, but yeah, I
Yeah,
think
we're
it
gonna be
shows.
a little over, but I'm not like we'll cut some stuff and it'll be fine. And I'm not
Yeah.
beating us up on the time because
I don't think for me this A plot is just so not like it's like a little bit meatier than the B plot, but it's like we said, it's groundwork. Like we know that the payoff isn't here yet. Like what really
yeah. Can I
happens?
read you my notes? besides my like shots fired and hun count and shit, can I read you my notes from this episode? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sure.
Where is Spike getting all this laptop money? We should have gotten more Ash and Emma. Why are there still so many pictures of Emma and Sean floating around? That's an impressive ass birthday cake. Bitch, you don't listen to hip hop. Because at the end, she finds Chris at the mall and she's like, I love that album. Tracks 3.
Yeah. I was like,
and you
girl.
can hear, like,
The lie.
Well, no, I was going to say you can hear the music. You can tell that it's hip hop. And, like,
oh,
I just
well, yeah,
don't
no.
think that
I was
Emma
going to say you
listens
can
to
hear the lie in Emma's
any
voice. No,
hip
yeah.
hop beyond the singles that make it to the radio.
I agree with that. Their discourse is so generic. Like, it's like how he asks her in the beginning of the episode if she read the English chapter, and she's like, yeah, chapter 2.
Yeah, it's very...
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Can I say, though, okay, I do want to say, Chris is adorable to me. Like, he's very one-dimensional, and I hate that.
He is. They give him
but
maybe more
I love his, like,
than
beatboxing around, and I love, like, the bashful smile he has when he asks Emma out, and his cheesy ass, I've never had a strawberry milkshake here.
Yeah.
Like...
It's like, I love him, but, like, I really want him to date somebody else.
Oh, man, what if he dated Liberty?
What if he dated Liberty?
Can you imagine what people would think of Emma?
Oh, fuck Emma. Literally, like, I want justice for Chris as like a romantic interest, because Emma is just not into him. And I mean, I think that she likes the idea of him, but I don't necessarily really think she likes him that much. Maybe it's because I don't have a high opinion of Emma, but I feel like when someone is just using you as a means to an end, and you haven't even dated yet, officially.
I think she thinks he's cute, and I think she thinks he's cool. But I also think she's not really ready to be in a relationship.
Right. And that she knows that.
And that she knows that, but she also doesn't know that. Like, not only is she still dealing with this Sean thing, but, like, her life is literally still chaos. Her dad is dying of cancer, and her other dad lives in a group home and knits. And
we'll never see him again.
And we'll never see him again.
We will never see that man again. Yeah, no, it's not. I really wanted to be, like, participating in this, like, oh, they're so cute. Look at Emma and Chris. Like, I wanted to do that. The episode wanted me to do that. I wasn't there. Mm-mm. I thought, look at how cute Chris is. Look at how adorable.
Into doing this shit that he doesn't feel comfortable with. That's like I don't think, like, I think Emma would still be on this vengeance path without the laptop.
Yeah. I don't think she needs the laptop. I think that just Jay giving her that piece of info confirmed what she already knew but couldn't prove. And she still can't prove it.
But I'm saying, like, even if the laptop hadn't been stolen.
Yeah. Oh, even if the laptop hadn't been stolen.
Even if the laptop hadn't been stolen, maybe Emma wouldn't be going to quite these measures. Mm-hmm. But she would have it out for Sean.
Yeah. She has it out for Sean because he broke her heart.
Yeah.
Literally. That's it. It's really not about Snake's laptop.
Side note, I love Raditch bossing the cops around.
I do too. My note
like,
here.
Keep looking.
My note here is Raditch was standing on big business. Because Raditch was not playing with y'all. He said, theft in my school? Hell no. Not. Like, that DVD player is expensive.
Right?
He was playing no fucking games. Yeah, no, Raditch was about his fucking action this episode, and I love how he did it in front of the whole school. But Jay, can we talk about this? This always pisses me off, and I think that I brought it up the first episode that Jay was in. But You would never be able to park in front of your school. I don't care what school you go to. The fact that he's able to pull up in front and park, where's
I
the
gathered
parking lot?
that as I assumed that what that was for whatever reason was Radich making him pull his car up front.
But we've seen him pull up and park up front before and walk
Have
into
we? I don't
school.
pay. I for all the
Yeah.
things I pay attention to, I don't pay
I was
attention
gonna.
to
I
that.
pay attention to this shit because it pisses me off, Caroline. Yes, he's pulled up to the front of the school and parked and gotten out,
And
and it's
I
like the
am just
fucking
like,
audacity.
see,
You
and
can't
I'm
park
like,
there.
oh, caucasity. Yes, yes, we've seen that before.
I'm just like, you can't park there, bitch. You can't park there. No loading zone. No parking zone. This shit's gonna be gone when you come out. Like, yeah, no. Um, I digress, though.
I also want to know,
Fucking
because I'm paying attention to towers now since we've been talking about towers.
yeah.
And I've never paid that much attention to him because I've never watched Degrassi with this much scrutiny.
Right.
So now when he's in a scene, I'm like, ooh, is that
Who
Towers?
is that Towers? He over there. He's sitting.
And he
He's
wasn't
privy
in
to
this
the tea.
one. He wasn't in this one a lot, but like there was this scene like where they all like meet up in the hallway and he's giving Emma this like up and down trying to look intimidating. And all I could think was like, this precious baby boy has like the kindest, softest eyes.
He does.
Like he's justice for Towers.
I really would love justice for Towers.
It's never gonna happen.
We're not gonna get it. He's not gonna get it. It. Yeah. Okay. My only comment, and I mean, this isn't about Amy because we do now. Amy's in this in the story. Very minor player, but this is the first time we've seen her bitch ass. Why do they have her titties out like that?
Because it's high school and she's a bad girl.
Like, ew. I just have such a problem with that. Like, in her entire chest. Like, I'm a grown woman, and I still don't wear my titties out like that.
Well, I feel like grown women don't wear their titties out like that. Teenagers and young women do. I feel like
you don't have to dress like this, Amy.
No, but I feel like it wasn't uncommon for girls to dress that way.
No, definitely not uncommon. Especially the outfit she has on. I mean, not to delve into the fashion corner, but the little crop top, like half shirt was a very obviously a big thing, and then the fucking layered shirt, the tank top under it, with the a hooded half sweatshirt with a tank top under it with massive cleavage. She was just missing the colored bra strap showing literally, and it would have
right or
perfect
or like leopard print
or oh gosh, that's the reason why I hate leopard print now. I hate anything zebra, leopard, animal. Oh gosh, despise it. Yeah, no, it's like what a introduction. And I think that was when Emma like loaded her gun with ammunition, was in that first scene when they're making literally like doing softcore porn in the back of the fucking math class.
He pulls her chair over, and like I don't know that he would have done it if somebody else had to go up and do the problem.
Right. I don't know about that either. I think he was. It's like this whole episode, Sean is trying to act like everything is about him and what he wants to do, and it's incidental, and he's not worried about Emma. Emma's just mad. But I do think he does things for her benefit of pissing her. He knows how to piss her off, and he's acting like it's not a big deal.
Stolen the cancer teacher's laptop if he wasn't also Emma's dad.
I think that you are most likely very right about it. I think he knew. Wait, didn't you post that picture on the socials? Like, how do you look when you steal your ex-girlfriend's
stealing your teacher's cancer consolation laptop while his daughter, your ex-girlfriend, stares up at you like this.
But like that is so succinct and like such a perfect sentence. Fuck you, Sean. Because like seriously,
without do I think that Sean would have stolen a teacher's laptop, whether or not they were Emma's dad? Absolutely. At this point in his criminal career. Do I think that he would have, like, if Miss Kwan had cancer, do I think he would have stolen her cancer consolation laptop? I do not.
This arrow was a pointed personal arrow. No, I think it was like a win-win for him. He's like, okay, I do want to kind of prove that I am like badass enough to hang around with Jay, but I also want to let Jay know that I'm not fucking around. Like,
I
and I
deafened
also
the
want to
kid.
fucking spite. Oh my gosh,
Like,
I deafened a kid in one ear, and literally he
Sean has
wants
always and
to.
will always be harder than Jay.
He really will. That's funny and I think it gets proven, not now but later. It gets proven that like Jay is just not. He's a lot of talk.
He's a lot of talk and a lot of social disease.
Oh, what is to come? Amy's involved in that. See, we get a lot of
Hey, best
groundwork.
friend Amy.
Bam! Bitch went down.
I'll send you a copy.
Oh, another one. No,
I'll send
literally.
you a bracelet.
This A plot. I mean, what else? Is there anything else? Because I just don't. Oh gosh.
I like Snake is a really good dad to Emma, even though she doesn't deserve anything. I feel about Emma like, do you know that meme that goes around about Caillou that looks like it's like a Wikipedia entry, and it's like Caillou is a 5-year-old French Canadian kid who is bald, not because he has cancer or alopecia or anything, but because his body knows that he does not deserve food or love or hair. Because Caillou is the fucking worst. And like that's how I feel about Emma.
Actually, though, Caillou's
not really.
Just,
it's not
Caillou's
that.
just
She's
terrible.
better than Caillou, but that's a real low bar.
The bar's on the floor.
No, but even though Emma doesn't deserve it, like Snake is a really good dad. There's sweet little moment, and he's a good husband when she's like, "Oh, that laptop's a piece of junk," and he's like, "It's the best your mom could afford," and I just need to do some Snake computer things and it'll be fine. And then when he's like, I heard your new beau was coming. And she's like, no, he's busy hating me. And Snake says, and it's really sweet. He's like, if he's worth his salt, I think he'll cut you some slack.
Yeah.
Which, like, he shouldn't cut her some slack.
He shouldn't because she's
but
terrible.
Whatever, Snake. You're
but that's
her dad,
such a
and you
dad
should
thing
love her.
to say. And he doesn't know that she's terrible.
No, I mean, sometimes he knows.
Sometimes he is aware.
And he's going to learn.
He is going to learn extensively.
He's going to learn.
But like, can we talk about that computer shorting out on him and like,
mm-hmm.
literally like tapping out multiple times? He's like, I just got to upgrade the RAM.
Not again.
Like I think that laptop needs more than that. I think it needs some milk and like a proper burial. Because I don't know. But where's Manny in this fucking episode?
She's not there, so Emma just has no one to. Emma and Manny aren't friends. Emma and Manny
aren't friends. We keep worrying. No one was, and I don't want to be friends with a school slut.
Fuck you, Emma.
Fuck you, Emma. Fuck you, Emma.
I mean, to be fair, Manny literally,
she is in her whole face. You did almost like fuck a dude on her bed.
Well, and like Manny shit, like I always like turn a blind eye to it, but it's there.
Some fuckery.
Like when she's like, no, they had a fight. This is when you swoop in.
Right, and make him feel.
And Emma's like, that's evil.
That's so right. She's like, well, you got to do what you got to do, basically.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it
takes.
Oh, she does say whatever it takes. Oh my god!
Like 4 times in that episode. I love it.
We should one day start counting that how many times they say whatever it takes in a season, because I don't think they don't say it per season. But yeah, I mean, damn, she could use some Manny in this episode.
Yeah, no, she's got nobody to keep her in check. Like, we already know
just running
got
fucking
Napoleon complex. Are you kidding? Like, Like, Liberty must be out sick, and that's why she's relying on Chris to help her with this campaign. Because Liberty would be like, stealing school equipment? Oh no.
Mm-hmm. She'd be like,
Absolutely. I saw him do it.
I was there. It happened at precisely 4:05.
I was wearing my red plaid top and my denim overalls.
Oh, not the overalls.
Emma had her hair in only 2 ponytails. No, Emma needs a friend to keep her in check.